All right, Carmen. Well, thank you so much for taking intros here and getting things started for us. Folks, let's jump right into things. And what I'm going to do today is I want to share with you from a book. And really quick, let me just see if I can pull up just a screenshot of the book so you guys can see that. So bear with me for just a minute here. I'm going to jump over. And I'm pretty sure I can find it really quickly because these are the rules of success in this business specifically. So I'm just going to type in. I know you guys are not seeing this yet, but hold tight. All right, and then pop in. I gotta get Zoom back up. Let me find Zoom really quick. For some reason, you guys have disappeared on me. All right, there you are. So I'm gonna share screen. And I am speaking to you guys today from this book right here, from one of my greatest mentors. He was really a giant in this industry. His name is Chad Wade, and Chad has since passed away, unfortunately, in a small plane accident. And he was somebody that was very influential in my life. And actually, he was the top income earner for Bob's previous company, where this education kind of had its infancy. And there was a lot of the ideas that came into Renatus that were formulated in that business. And Chad Wade was a guy who was earning upwards of $1.8 million just on referrals alone, just on the marketing of the education itself. And he's somebody that that really served people and has influenced tens of thousands of lives across the country. And I have his book in front of me. Actually, I was kind of flipping through it, and I had an incident yesterday that just reminded me of some of the stuff in here. And so I wanted to kind of bring it to you guys. And so at the very back, the very end of this book, he actually has some rules. And he says, these are the rules of the game. You're either in or you're out. No bench warmers allowed. It's your choice. So number one, never miss a meeting, even if you have to crawl over broken glass in cutoffs to get there. Folks, this is so important. When you think about the successful people in this business, they don't miss a meeting. They don't skip because they don't have anybody showing up, or their guests decided not to come, or they just don't make excuses. They never miss a meeting. Number two, purchase your product or go home. And that really comes down to, oh yeah, and by the way, well, we'll get to that here at the end. So let me make sure that we're turning off these videos. All right. So purchase your product or go home. And what that really comes down to is if you don't believe in the education enough to own it yourself, how are you ever going to do a great job at promoting it? So we've got some folks that are off of mute. I'm just going to mute them all. Hold tight. All right, got you off mute. So you got to own it. Number three, tell everyone about the greatest opportunity in the world, even if you're alone. And folks, I mean, there's some really some wisdom in that, because it's about keeping your own mental game high. It's about keeping your own belief level high. Number four, practice your story until you can recite it backwards. So it's key that when you're in a conversation, you already know how to share your story and share it effectively. When I run into you at a meeting and I've got a guest with me and I introduce them to you, you should be able to pull off your story in an instant, quickly, powerfully, and effectively. All right, number five, build up and edify everyone in your community. If no one edifies you, edify yourself. So this really comes down to being reciprocal with edification. Obviously, when you guys bring your guests up to us as leaders, our goal is to turn around and then edify you. So learn how to do that, and also learn how to edify yourself. All right, number 6, support your team at all costs. If a team member calls you 7 times a day, accept the call as if it were the first. Now, here's, with this is a team member that's actually taking action. I want to be key with that. Chad Wade is somebody that taught me how to prioritize my time with those that are creating results. So if somebody's calling me 7 times and it's because they're taking action, I'm always going to answer that call, and I'm going to take it as if it was the first call that ever came through. Number 7, always respect the presenter. Laugh at their jokes. Stand up and cheer when they're finished with their presentation, even if the cheer is in gratitude for simply finishing. So sometimes we sit in our chairs and we, pass all kinds of judgment on what's happening in front of the room. And quite frankly, folks, if you were in a position to be up there, then you would expect people to respect you and, to laugh at your jokes and to cheer on. So some of these are obviously a little bit fun and funny, but we're going to continue on here. Number 8, be able to present your company's compensation plan on a cocktail napkin at a bar. Warning, drinking during the presentation of the compensation plan can severely hamper your ability to sign anyone up. So we want you to be able to, to go out there and do that. And all right, someone's off mute again. Let me get you. All right, gotcha. Number 9, ask not what your mentor can do for you, but ask what you can do for your mentor. Number 10, sign up 8s, 9s, and 10s with the utmost effort. Signing up multiples of 3s, 4s, and 5s does not get the same results. Number 11, to stay in top physical condition, pick up the phone several times daily and make prospecting calls. 10 reps of 10 phone calls is the recommended daily allowance. Number 12, if you aspire to be a leader in the community, be a follower first. Warning, once you are a leader, you must regularly turn around to see if anybody is following you. If you find no one is following you anymore, you must fall in line behind a leader, for you are now a follower again. Number 13. Hold tight. I got somebody in a car that is off mute. Mute. All right. Number 13. Never complain about anything your company is doing at any company event in front of any prospect ever. If you feel you must air dirty laundry after a meeting, you may feel free to do so in written format. Once the letter has been spell checked and checked for grammatical errors, mail the letter to yourself and immediately start working on a solution to the problem. This right here is the rule that I was thinking about yesterday. I had an interesting call where somebody just wanted to tell me about a problem and complain about a problem, but didn't necessarily want to talk to me about a solution. And I felt like just taking a screenshot of this rule and sending it to them, right? If you feel you must air your dirty laundry after a meeting, you may feel free to do so in written format. Once the letter has been spell checked and checked for grammatical errors, mail the letter to yourself and immediately start working on a solution to the problem. Number 14, all prayers before meals and before bed must start with thanking God for your company and its owners and my book. That one's obviously a joke. Number 15, if you are not waking up in the middle of the night saying, insert your company name. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. Insert your company name here. In a cold sweat, you don't get it. Number 16, all newborns of marketers must be named. Okay, that's another funny one. So they must be named Christian with an O. If you don't plan on having any more children, nickname your current children Christian. He's obviously used his own name in there. Number 17, the 3-foot rule is for rookies. The players use the 10-foot rule and regularly carry a soapbox and a megaphone to deliver the story. Number 18. After I put you on mute. All right. Number 18. You must have fun in everything you do. The definition of fun for a marketer is selling your top package, selling combo. Number 19, average marketers walk with the walkers and think they run with the runners. Winners run with the runners and run over the walkers to avoid being run over. Number 20, there are no free lunches for players. The responsibility of the event is for all that choose to market. No pay, no play, continental breakfast not included. Number 21, your system is the only system, and it is bigger than all of us. If anyone ever feels that the system is flawed, they need to only reflect on the system that brought them to the system to look at their own reflection to see the flaw. Number 22, assisting others is why we are here. At first, you are introduced to the system by someone that wanted to assist you. But as soon as you make the conscious decision to join your enterprise, you are immediately converted from the helper or from the helped to the helper. Become a leader as quickly as possible, folks. All right, number 23. Get used to giving people a slap for the following and following it with a kiss. If you are ever confused about whether you should be slapping or kissing, slap twice to clear and then kiss. And this is really funny because, you know, I think Nancy Rowe is really good at this. Chad was an expert as well. What he's talking about is you got to slap somebody around sometimes when they're, you know, just not thinking properly. But you got to follow it up with, you know, some niceties as well. You got to follow it up with a kiss. So get used to be giving people a slap and following it with a kiss. If you're ever confused at whether you should be slapping or kissing, slap twice, then clear with a kiss. All right. Be sure to recognize your team for their results and commend them for their efforts. Warning, results and effort are required for this to work. Number 25, you should always be prospecting. If you spend any time wondering whether or not you are prospecting enough, you are obviously not prospecting enough. Number 26, there are amateurs, professionals, and players. Players make things happen. Professionals watch things happen, and amateurs wonder what the heck happened. If you wonder a lot or watch a lot, you are not a player. Be a player. Number 27, to have, you must do. To do, you must be. Be, do, have. Not have, do, be. Got a chat in here. Just to confirm, these are not physical slaps. You're right, Hira. Not physical slaps. These are verbal slaps. Back to that previous. All right. Number 28. Make mistakes as many times as you like, because mistakes have to happen before any success is achieved. Warning, a mistake done on purpose is vandalism. Do not vandalize your own success. Number 29, if you want to make money, sell your products. If you want to make a lot of money, sell the system. If you want to be wealthy, sell yourself. You might need to update yourself with some useful features first. And that's what Renatus is all about. Number 30, you are paid to exact proportion to the value you bring to society. If you're not making anything, you should have a pretty good idea of the value you're bringing. Number 31, the amount of money you make is exactly proportionate to the problems you can solve. To learn how to solve problems, you must practice solving your own problems first. Personal development is essential to accomplish. And then at the end, there's a warning. It says if you read this and you are offended at any moment in time, you are not an 8, 9, or 10. You must seek immediate help by hanging around more 8s, 9s, and 10s. All complaints must be sent to www.thisopportunitysnotrightforyou.com. So folks, it's just, it's fun, obviously, but you got to take some personal accountability in your business. And I want you guys to start taking that personal accountability right now. If you feel like something is not working, guess what? You have the opportunity to change. You have the opportunity to take action. If for some reason you think that the system is flawed, prove that you can create a better system, right? Don't be a problem pointer-outer. Because here's the thing with leaders. Leaders are often brought problems, right? Consistently. We're always looking to create better solutions and better systems, and that is our continual business. And some people think they're becoming a leader because they're pointing out a problem. In fact, I think this is a society issue right now, where in society people think that they are change makers because they spend their time pointing out problems. Here's what I would suggest to you. If you're a leader, you're never going to bring a problem without automatically also bringing with you some suggested solutions. So right now, if there's anything not working in your business, in the presentation, in in the way that we run our events, in the way that Renatus is creating the different systems, in the calendar, in whatever it is, if there's anything that you feel like is not working, you have the opportunity to step in and create something that works better. And until you're willing to take that responsibility, there's no need to point out the problem. Now you can bring it to the attention, but once you've done so, as a leader, which everybody in this business has the opportunity, as soon as you become a part of this business, you have the opportunity to become a leader. In fact, I believe you have the responsibility to become a leader. I remember when I was young in the business, and I was, rising through the ranks, and I was doing the things a leader would do. And I would get around people, and I would talk about how, to raise my leadership. And I would be focusing on personal development. And I would talk, I would be, seeking towards that next advancement. And there were certain people that I would run into that would say things like, yeah, I don't think I want to be a leader. I just want the income of a leader. Guess what, folks? It doesn't work that way in life. You must first become a leader. You must do the things that a leader does, and then you can receive the income that a leader achieves. And you're going to be a leader long before you're ever recognized as one. You're going to continue to serve as a leader long before you're ever paid as one. And if you ever stop acting like a leader, you'll turn back into a follower. And guess what? The followers are not the ones who make all the money. Alden Sparks just shared a post recently, and he talked about a principle that he learned early in this business, because we always said, he who holds the marker makes the money. And he took that and he said, you know what? I'm going to be the guy with the marker in front of the room. Now, when Alden started with us, he was not necessarily a guy that you would picture as stepping in front of the room, right? He was still pretty young, and he didn't necessarily dress up for the meetings and those types of things. And he decided that he wanted to become a leader. So he transformed who he was. He learned the presentation inside and out. And pretty soon, he got the opportunity to step in and share his story. And after he shared his story, guess what? Pretty soon, he got the opportunity to start presenting certain portions of the presentation. And now, he is one of our top presenters. You look at Dane Clark, very, very similar. Dane Clark came in very shy, and he admits this, right? He kind of had like this fear of people. He wasn't, the dynamic guy that, stands in front of the room and, and does those things. But very quickly he became that, because he learned the principles. He learned that in order to achieve the income of a leader, he had to first become a leader. He had to continually serve as a leader. And Dane did a lot of things long before he was ever recognized as a leader. So, folks, why am I talking so much about you being a leader? Well, I'm heading out to the leadership retreat today. I know many of you might already be there or on your way as well, but some of you are saying, man, I really wish I was at the leadership retreat, but I don't necessarily want to do the things that a leader does. And I would suggest for you to change that mindset. Don't ask don't ask for more things. Ask for more skills. Like when you sit down and you pray, don't pray for things to be easier. Pray to become better. But don't just pray for it, folks. Go out there and work for it. Personal development is a foundation to your success. And I'm going to end this call a little bit early with a suggestion to you. You've got 8 minutes that normally you would be on this call. And if you're in a position, if you're not driving right now, if you are driving, then you can just do this mentally. If you are not driving, I want you to grab a pen and a pad of paper. And if it's not a pen and a pad of paper, you might just have a device. It could be your phone. It could be, a computer. You've got 7 minutes now and counting. I want you to write down all of the qualities over the next 5 minutes, all of the qualities that you respect in the leaders that you look up to. Every single one of those qualities. Write it down. And in the next 5 minutes, just write down every single quality you can think of that you respect out of the leaders that you look up to. I'm not going to tell you who that is because it's really up to you. And then I want you to take the remaining time that you would normally be on this call, which is going to be about 2 minutes, maybe 1.5 minutes. And I want you to decide for yourself one thing you can do today that can help adopt those attributes within yourself. I appreciate you guys joining me, folks. Have a great day. See you in Cancun.